Hey guys, I don't know if you're like me, but I love Count the Dings and everything it has to offer. I just can't find everything I need. I know about Cinephobe, and I know about the Mailbag, and I know about Bomb, but that's all we do, right, Amin?
No, we do so much more.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. If you sign up, patreon.com/countthedings, you'll find a plethora of other content, fresh content, extended content, the OG pod overflow, the Cinephobe cold opens that we've taken and made their own thing to live only there, the Rewatchingtons, Bomb in its full and unadulterated cut, early drops of Cinephobe episodes, and so much more.
Said the OG pod. Now, is it new or is it old?
Mace, I'm glad you asked that. It is a new incarnation of the old OG pod.
Oh.
So it's me, Zach, Trey, Waz, Tom.
I love those guys.
Just like we always were. Going back to the True Hoop days, we're recreating that magic, recapturing it, and putting it back out. We're talking hoops, we're talking pop culture, and most importantly, we're talking for 40 minutes for free, but then another specific Patreon exclusive segment for every one of those episodes.
Funny enough about that OG pod, you're getting Tom and Trey on Mondays. You're getting me and Waz, aka Zosny, on Wednesdays. Amin's floating in between.
I'm a floater.
You never know when you're going to get Amin in those, so you got to listen to them all.
And what if I'm not sure what Maze looks like? Because I've always thought he's a fat man with a fedora. He's got a weird voice. How can I see for myself what this Maze character actually looks like?
It's crazy you don't know the answer to this because it's the Cinephobe Pod YouTube page.
What?
The CT5s on the Cinephobe Pod YouTube page, you can look at all of us.
You can get all the OG pods on YouTube too, at Count the Dings 1 on YouTube, at Cinephobe Pod on YouTube, patreon.com/Count the Dings gets you everything all in one feed. You can link it to your Spotify. And now enjoy the show.
Hey listener, Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Also, the fastest growing fantasy app in the industry. You can play Pick'em, pick whether your favorite players will have a higher or lower total in each stat for this week's games for a chance to win big. You can actually win up to 100 times your money in a single night. That's right. I didn't say 10. I didn't say 20. Up to 100 times your money. Pick between 2 and 5 players, build a Pick'em entry. My favorite feature, you can make rivals picks. Pit 2 players against each other. Wembanyama versus Nikola Jokic. Tim Hardaway Jr. versus Norm Powell. Kawhi Leonard versus Steph Curry. Who knows? Maybe Grayson Allen versus Pat Connaughton. You get where I'm going with that. You can do it all with Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you sign up today with the promo code DING. That's DING, and get your first deposit doubled up to $100, as well as an instant Pick'em special. Visit underdogfantasy.com or find them in the App Store. And don't forget to register with our promo code DING, D-I-N-G, to get your first deposit doubled up to $100, as well as an instant Pick'em special. Must be 18 or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Hello, I'm Paul Giamatti.
And I'm Stephen Asma.
Join us on the Chinwag podcast every Wednesday, where we trade the banal and the boring for the super strange and bizarre. They committed human sacrifice?
I did bring up human sacrifice, yes.
You sure did.
That just went by fast.
Kind of casually toss that out.
I would like to have an alien hatchet young inside.
Holy shit, really?
She saw world peace, and I saw demons coming out of the wall.
I will say that there was a green couch outside of the principal's office, and you sat on it if you had lice or if you got into trouble.
They wake you up from the goo pods to live in reality, and you're naked and screaming. It's like...
Follow us for free on Apple Podcasts and all major podcast platforms.
For more information, go to chinwagpod.fm.
And find enlightenment through our Instagram or TikTok at ChinwagPod, or on Twitter at Chinwag_pod.
When you listen to Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone, the comedy podcast, you get a belly full of laughs and a head full of real information. Our gallimaufry of expert guests answer questions on stuff adults need to know. I have mold in my dwelling. What do I do? What's gerrymandering? What happens chemically when I fall in love? How do I handle a parent-teacher conference? what are microbes? Listen to Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone. Solve problems, get laughs.
R Slash is a hilarious podcast where Dabney Bailey uses ridiculous voices and emotions to read aloud the week's craziest Reddit posts.
He reenacts various Reddit threads covering wild stories and secrets, petty revenge, relationships, and much more.
So if you're looking for a daily distraction and a laugh, check out R Slash wherever you get your podcasts.
It was a great idea to have questions submitted, and then I realized that they were going to come in on every single channel. So I've done my best to aggregate some questions here. We've got Discord questions, we've got Twitter questions, we've got Instagram questions. And then what's cool is that we can actually take the chat questions and throw them up on the screen here. But is the stream buffering for anybody else? Probably not. I hope not.
No, I would test it, but I am afraid with this computer.
Tim Roberts, we haven't figured out how to do golden dumpster fedoras yet, but trust me, our R&D is working on it. In the meantime, we just have this lovely golden dumpster hat.
I got to get one of those. That is a dope hat. I need one of those.
I'm digging it. I like it. At first, the dumpster was too small, and I was like, I need that dumpster bigger, man. I need that as big as can be. I guess on the dad hat, it might be a little tougher.
It needs to be big enough for an unhoused gentleman to be able to rest comfortably in there before Snacky gives the day.
Oh, man.
That's sick.
Stay tuned for that Snacky Tuna limited edition unhoused gentleman merch coming soon.
This idea is just straight up bad. That algorithm is busted. It's among the worst ideas I've ever heard.
Top 5 easily.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Kinda broke the ceiling, y'all, so all I got is 5. I got 5.
Yes, Zach, this is the Cinephobe mailbag. We have not done one of these since June 2021.
Yeah, what was that? I was trying to think of this last night, but I didn't want to look it up. What was that platform we were using? Do you remember? It was like the alternative to Clubhouse. We had like a deal with them.
Stereo?
That's what we did. What was it?
Stereo?
Yeah, Stereo.
Did we do it on Stereo? I think we did stereos.
We did a mailbag on Stereo.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
That makes sense. I think what I thought it was that we did a
combination
mailbag episode and Cinephobe episode for some reason, because Amin was out and other people were out.
Oh, yeah.
And so we just lumped them into one.
Maybe.
But because I don't think any of the stereos ever made it to the main feed, but that's just my thought.
Oh, maybe you're right on that. Yeah, you might be right on that.
Here's a softball for you, Zach, from Short Round.
I washed my hair yesterday. I blue dried it, and then I put a molding paste in there that I use. Worked all day, slept, woke up. This is how it looks. This is how it looks in the morning, the day after.
Straight up.
It's just.
Did you read that?
I need a haircut.
Did you read that rehearsal article I sent to the?
No, I didn't
chat?
read it yet. No. I was going to read it today.
It was a pretty cool. It was weird that it was now. I guess it's because it's Emmy season and they're trying to get the word back out on the streets. But by far the most interesting thing from that interview with Emma Stone and Nathan Fielder in The Hollywood Reporter was that Christopher Nolan texted Benny Safdie after the finale and was like, "How did you guys do that?"
Really?
Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
It is cool. This fucking hack.
That's not the point of the show. That's not the point of what I was saying.
Come on, man. This fucking hack. I'm telling you, yes, you got one right with Oppenheimer. We're all happy for you. Do the hack.
I just like that the guy who did Inception and built a rotating hallway knew that they didn't have the budget to build a rotating hallway, so he was wondering how they pulled it off. I like that.
I mean, it is impressive looking.
Yeah, I mean, I maintain that the only part of the finale that looked off was when he was on the tree, because of just the way it was shot, and like he's having to grip it weird. But other than that, yeah, it was. And he says like, yeah. Iron Salamander wants a corner liquor store update. I don't have one for you. It's still vacant. They gutted it. They got him out. I'm still trying to figure out how it went down.
Wait, what's happening?
So I think when you were gone, I did a whole corner store breakdown, including the video of the man of the news report where the person fell through the ceiling. Let's see. I can bring that up.
Oh,
again.
no. I remember this. Yeah, I remember this now. Yeah.
But it's they, after a year and a half, they evicted these people for not paying, and it's truly been the saga of my life, but it has come to an end. It has come to a triumphant end. Ceiling. Let's go ceiling. There we go.
Sean McCullough, I would love to do a live show in Minneapolis. Are you kidding me? I would love that.
All right, for the people here.
Yeah, I remember this.
A story that you just have to hear to believe here. A woman is waking up behind bars after police say that she fell through the roof of a San Francisco liquor store.
Yeah, it happened. It's a crazy story. The owner says an ex-girlfriend wouldn't leave him alone. Well, then she ran upstairs, and the rest of the story, here's how it goes.
And we were talking, having a conversation, and next thing you know, she fell from the roof. I thought I had to pinch myself to see if I was dreaming. It was beyond comprehension. And I'm glad she didn't fall on my chihuahua because he was taking a nap.
That's good camera work, because obviously the dog had a reaction on his face, and to pan down just a little bit to make sure you get that under the or over the chyron. That's good. That's good TV.
Yeah. Baby boy has gained some weight. I'll put it that way. That's a young slim baby boy. Turns out when you live in a corner store, you don't necessarily have the best diet.
Mm-hmm.
Although he was a free range Chihuahua, he did walk all around and pee all over the place. So that is the saga. I will continue to update that on the mailbag. All right, Joseph Garcia, what does canon, or canonizing mean? I've heard the term tossed around a bit, but what is y'all's roughest, toughest, coarsest definition of the term? So canon or canonizing, I believe, I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's a Star Wars thing. And
no. I don't think it's a Star Wars thing, is it?
It's big in Star Wars.
Okay.
Because Star Wars had the original trilogy, and then they had books and comic books and extended universe shit,
television
using some of the
shows,
characters.
cartoons,
And so they had to come out and be very clear, like, no, this is canon. This is what's actually part of the story. And then this is not. This is something that it's like fan fiction, essentially. So canonizing something means that it's officially part of the history of the universe. So when Amin was on his canonizing crusade, it means that he was bringing things that were not officially Cinephobe and certifying them.
Yeah. So we had, during the pandemic, when SiriusXM was trying to figure out how to put stuff on the air, we were doing a show every Friday night, maybe, and they were letting us do like a version of Cinephobe. Obviously, like we couldn't have Maze on, and we couldn't have the regular format because we had ad breaks and everything. But we were doing a truncated version, so we were only doing sports movies that qualified. And so we had done a bunch of those movies, and Amin decided we were going to canonize them by making them proper Cinephobe episodes.
Carlos Della Giannides says Zach needs Snacky Tuna's curling iron. This is a reference to the Rewatchington, Zach, where Snacky Tuna's new microphone looks like a lightsaber dildo curling iron.
Okay.
It glows red, and he holds it in his hand. It's
weird.
Great.
Only Snacky would have that microphone.
Chip Skylark, Zach, do you have a specific height you let your hair get to before cutting it?
No, I don't even really care about how the top. It's the sides, right? It's the sides that I end up tracking. So I'll take, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking of cutting this way down up top soon, so I might go like halvesies on it. But I only care about the sides, really.
Sick Mundus Creatus S, confession time. I still don't know what Cobra formula means. Can you explain it to me like I'm a complete bingo? Okay, do this again. So, yeah. Zach, you've heard about Cobra formula, right?
What's Cobra formula?
Cobra formula is when you refer to something vaguely, and then that prompts whoever's in your scene to ask a follow-up question.
And then you answer said question.
You say what you could have just said the first time.
Yeah. Yes. So instead of just saying something, you say, like May said, you say something vague enough to prompt a question to then invite you to just say the thing.
It's a classic. The reason that I've locked onto it, and I think the reason that I locked onto it in a Cinephobe, in a Stallone Cinephobe movie, is because it's a crutch of script writing. You want to have two people in a scene talking instead of one.
Mm-hmm.
And so for that reason, you create questions and you string out dialogue and you create longer interactions because you think it'll, I don't know, because you want to have back and forth instead of one person talking the whole time.
I mean, really, it's Cobra formula because in the movie Cobra, it is just everything between Stallone and Poppy from Seinfeld.
Yes.
That's the only way they interact.
And for the live stream, I will, and this, I can't remember if I've shown this to you or not, Zach, but we do have a very exciting development in the works here regarding Cobra formula. And it is going to be the next merch.
Wow.
This is courtesy of the great Mark Ordner.
E equals MC Cobra.
E equals MC Cobra squared.
Yeah.
Zombie Squad. And as you can see, that Cobra has glasses on it.
It's got the glasses, got the shades on. I love that. Not Oakley's, by the way, everyone.
I'm also going to work on a hype video. I've been thinking about this where he does the statistics at the beginning.
Yeah.
He's saying all the number, and then I'm going to turn it into some sort of math equation. That's my plan.
Yeah,
so that's a tease for you guys. That's coming soon to the merch store.
Yeah, that's killer.
All right, let's see here. Josh Bowser, I have two questions. Who do you think you are, and what gives you the right?
Who do I think I am? I like to think of myself as a man who didn't lie, just didn't tell the whole truth. That's what I like to think of myself. And what gives me the right? You know, I'm a safe repairman. People trust me with their safes.
Hi, sweet Annie.
We got to do that. Did we do a rewatch in that already?
Yeah, you texted that today. We have not done that.
Okay, we got to do that soon.
I'm down. I mean, the rewatchingtons have honestly been killer. And
yeah, mine was fun yesterday. Like doing it on my own was a little weird and probably not the best form of entertainment for the people that joined. But it was it like we had a lot of people asking for Belly, and I think that would be another fun one because they were asking. Someone I can't remember who, but someone asked who's the better narrator. Who would I rather have narrating, Michael Biehn or Nas?
Yeah, we got some Nas comments during the Monday one too. I mean, that is a Sophie's choice. I don't know.
I would rather Nas because I just like his voice. And Michael Biehn, Michael Biehn was so I really look, I did it on the Rewatchington and I did it in the chat, our Cinephobe chat, but I do have to apologize to Emilio Estevez. I genuinely think he's one of the worst ever. I know.
I'm not apologizing to him.
This dude was so bad.
Michael Bihn's awful.
He's so bad.
I don't know, man. I get it. He held the belt. You know, we gave him another spin. He held the belt. I think Emilio is putting up a resume,
It is, but it
he's a
feels
compiler.
like
He's going to be a compiler.
Yeah, you know what it
eventually.
feels like? And actually maybe this work. It feels like I said, you know what? Maybe Kobe Bryant was better than Michael Jordan. That's what it feels like. An incredible all-timer with an incredible resume. But
wait, who's Kobe? Emilio?
Kobe is Emilio, yes. And Michael Bean is Michael Jordan.
Okay.
That's what it feels like.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, then who's LeBron? Rob Schneider?
Tune in pretty soon.
Rob
Tune
Schneider.
in pretty soon to an upcoming episode.
Okay, so we got some questions.
A third ass has appeared.
Other areas. Let's go to, from the Discord, HVH Tim. If you could do one Cinephobe episode on a TV show, what show would you pick?
Ooh, so are we talking, like, are we just assuming we're doing the whole series or like a whole season of something?
Take it whatever you want.
Is?
I mean, I don't think an episode necessarily works.
Right.
For one TV show.
I mean, I got to do Bar Rescue. It's got to be Bar Rescue.
We've got plenty of questions of when is the Bar Rescue Washington coming.
We have talked about this. Now, I don't want to say that to like get anyone's hopes up because I don't know that it's going to happen. I would love for us to do a Bar Rescue podcast. Genuinely. Like I wish we had the ability, and maybe we will at some point, but I wish we had the ability to carve out enough time to do that regularly. I think it would be so good.
I have no comment on this. I've never watched a Bar Rescue. If you guys did it, I might watch one with you guys live. But
Washington?
I'll do Washington.
Okay.
I'll do Washington.
All right. Okay. This is what we got to do. We should do
This
one
summer,
Washington a day for a month.
This summer we should do a Washington.
30
I'm
straight
into
days.
it. Oh, John Tabor, good point. Canonizing something is a religious term. You're right. I was just saying in terms of content, I believe. But yes, in canonizing in the Roman Catholic Church is to declare a dead person to be a saint. That is not what we do. We're not sainting these things.
Yeah.
But yes, I fully support a Bar Rescue show. I fully support you, Amin and Mo.
All right,
watching this shit. Oh, I'm going in.
I've seen enough. I'm going in.
But this is one of those things where I'm hands off. You know, I'm just sending in my scouts and observing.
Right.
I'm not a part of this.
Right. No, we couldn't make you do the same amount of work on a Bar Rescue show. That's insane.
I mean, my pick for sure, like, and I think this is doable, is the rehearsal. 6 episodes.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's a good idea.
It's timeless. It's not topical, you know, whatever.
I rewatched it like maybe a couple months ago, and man, that thing still hits. Even knowing everything now.
I don't think the curse would have worked quite as well, but I think it still could have been done. Anything Nathan Fielder does, I'm interested in doing.
I wouldn't mind doing Nathan For You. Going back through those, you know?
Yeah. But I guess the wrinkle is like, does it have to be bad somehow? Does it have to be?
Probably.
Like, and what would be the rating system for that? I guess they have Rotten Tomatoes for TV shows,
yeah,
but I don't know what would be deemed bad. And I don't know. I think there's a I think Bar Rescue is the right idea because it's like it's certainly not, you know, premium.
Right. Yeah, it might work better
TV.
for like reality TV, faux reality TV, right? That might make it better. What was that show? The show with The Weeknd on Max?
Oh, The Idol. Yeah. That could have worked. Yeah,
that could have worked. Yeah.
Then you get into something that I used to talk about called a hate watch. So anything that qualifies as a hate watch could be in the mix for a Cinephobe show. Like, what was the show? Was there one this year? I mean, yeah, no, there hasn't been one this year. The Idol was a good one last year, and then another good one was Secret Invasion, but like that's Marvel. That just got so fucking bad. But Yeah, I try to not indulge myself in that shit that often.
Yeah. Yo, I'd do a show for any of the Real Housewives. I love Real Housewives.
So would Katie.
So would Mo.
So would Mo.
Yeah.
They're ready. Jamie, we could get Jamie in there.
Mo will ask me the most. He's started a side chat with me and Katie, and he'll just ask the most obscure questions about like shit from 12 years ago on a show, like the most minor. I'm like, buddy, I don't remember. I don't know what to tell you.
It's a good point. Okay. Now, Jersey Joe on Twitter asked, how many times did people mention the Judgment Night soundtrack when you announced that episode? It wasn't necessarily for us, but what happened was that Chef Reactions tweeted that he was watching Judgment Night for our pod, and he tagged us, time I got fucked up and all that.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, 50 plus, almost 100 comments.
I would say it's pushing triple digits.
About only the soundtrack. Not talking about the movie, not acknowledging that he's watching it, nothing like that, but just commenting on the soundtrack. Here we go. February 28th. Here, I'll just bring this up. It was terrifying. Watching this classic tonight in preparation for a guest spot on Cinephobe from Chef Reactions, February 28th. 192 comments. One of the greatest movie soundtracks. All-time great soundtrack. Great soundtrack. Best soundtracks ever. 10 out of 10. Incredibly unique and killer soundtrack.
Come on, man.
Soundtrack slaps so hard. Skips? Most important part is the soundtrack. Underrated soundtrack. Just ridiculous. Great soundtrack. Top tier soundtrack. Best movie soundtrack of all time. Soundtrack still plays in my head nonstop. Even better soundtrack. That soundtrack. Great soundtrack, by the way. Great soundtrack. Soundtrack is one of a kind. You must now listen to the soundtrack for at least a week. Banger soundtrack.
By the way, this is what it's like to be in a group chat with Amin when Gotham City comes up.
Oh, also shout out to one of our listeners who sent me a message on Instagram, who is on vacation in Turks and Caicos. Okay. Lands at Turks and Caicos. Joey Joy on Instagram. And he said, we land in Turks and Caicos, throw our shit immediately down, go to the beach and hit the beach bar. There's this guy doing live music. He's been killing it. He's been singing Usher, Teddy Pendergrass, Righteous Brothers. And then he sang Gotham City.
Wow.
Live by the pool bar in Turks and Caicos.
Wow. That's a decision. That's a real decision. Goglin's law, Benjamin Rose.
All right, I'm getting subsumed here. When are you guys going to do another Cinefeud episode? I want to.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. I want to do it.
I want to have Juju and Roy on so we can have some team action.
Yes.
I want to have, I want to bring some more spice to it. I would say we could do it live on here, but I think people would just be throwing answers in the chat.
Yeah, I don't think we could trust it with the chat. Although maybe people would be throwing wrong answers in the chat. That might actually be fun.
That's always the thing, it's like, do you trust the chat? Amin would definitely trust the chat if he didn't know. He would just start scroll. He'd be scrolling and scrolling. He'd be like,
pretending that he's thinking. He's pretending that he's thinking, but he's just.
We probably have to do like a 10-second time clock, or I don't know. We could, but I want to. When I went back and looked at the video for the third one, which I put up on the YouTube a while ago, I was like, the reason I didn't put it up was because I had it in speaker mode instead of being able to see everybody at the same time, and I wanted to be able to reformat it, and I couldn't. But it's been a long time. There's a lot of good questions out there, and even if I asked the exact same questions from the third one, you guys wouldn't remember. So
Dude, I was listening to it sometime last year, and as you were asking the questions, I still didn't know. I retained none of it.
Okay. Quick answer for AR. Will you guys bring back the April Fool's Day episode? No, we will not.
No, we regret it. We genuinely regret it. That's not like a show bit or anything. Like, I wish we had never done that.
We never
Especially with
talk
Batman.
about The Departed ever.
Yeah.
I forget
Never,
that
ever.
we've done it. We don't clip it. And then the funniest part to me was that you guys threw it up there like you hated it, but then you still filed it at the end.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you know, it's still good. Still a good movie.
I don't think it's a good movie, but I do enjoy it. Like, genuinely. It's a pretty poorly made movie.
KK from South Africa says, "Can you explain whip pop drop? Is that this one?" Oh, and it's frozen.
I think you should leave.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. This one is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go. Okay, so that one is it's as close to an ope as I could find. In a show, and it was from I think you should leave. It's from the Dangerous Nights skit.
Mm-hmm.
When he's saying that he used to be a piece of shit, and
that's
he
why the
hears
baby cries.
crying.
Yeah.
And he says that baby, I can't hold that baby because I used to be a piece of shit.
And then the grandpa of the baby is holding it, hears the baby cry, and then he goes, "Whoa!" And that's when he knows that the grandpa used to be a piece of shit.
Charmin TP. This is mostly for you, Zach, because I was not a basketball personality ever. But Cinephobe's been going on for 100 years. Which do you take more pride in, being known for the basketball or the pop culture?
That's a good question. Probably for Cinephobe. I think when people like I appreciate it when people like my basketball work, or even when they don't, and it upsets them to no end that I have a job. But I think the Cinephobe thing feels more like a community and feels more like a passion project, right? And yeah, when I find out, like, every once in a while, someone in the wild will tell me, like, "Oh, I listen to Cinephobe, blah blah blah," and it's crazy to me still.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I like about it is that it's building a library, whereas you are a basketball personality. You talk about the basketball game last night or the basketball game coming up,
right?
And then it's gone. It's on to the next. And this is something that we're 220 something episodes in, and it's still going. And you could always go back and be like, "Oh, I just watched this movie. Finally, now I can do the Cinephobe episode."
Right. It's like every once in a while now we'll get one of us, usually a mean, wanting to watch a movie but deciding you can't do it because you got to keep it fresh for Cinephobe in case we get to it. That's always funny to me that it affected our lives in that way.
Ryan McCoy says, "Should the show have to have bad reviews?"
Oh, for like if we did like a show TV version of it.
Oh, the TV show, yeah.
Or does it mean for our episodes?
I don't think it has to have bad reviews, but
no. I think it just has to have like a energy to it, right? Like a certain thing about it that works with Cinephobe.
What episode is the sound clip from where Amin says, "If I were gay, I wouldn't be offended"? That sounds like a Cinefeud question right there.
It does. I don't know.
See if I can find it real quick.
Is it Good Luck Chuck?
Can't. That might have to go in the research log for later. I don't know, Phantom. Think of which movie has the most. Oh, is it No, Soul Plane wasn't early enough, right?
No. This has been, I want to say this has got to be from like the first like 30 years of Cinephobe. Hey, listener, Zach Harper here from Cinephobe. Yeah, that podcast. It's a good one. Ascertain. Telling you right now, Prize Picks. That's the way to go. Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with over 3 million members. The easiest and most exciting way to play DFS is just you against the numbers. You pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. It's demon time. That's right. You're asking, what does that mean it's demon time? I'll tell you. Demons and Goblins, the newest and most exciting way to play at Prize Picks. Squares marked with red demons or green goblins get you different payouts. You can now win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. That's insane. That's insane of Prize Picks to do. You know what else is insane? They offer injury insurance so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For football and basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player projection won't count against you and the rest of your entry stays alive. Prize Picks is the only DFS platform with an injury insurance policy. And by the way, they now offer Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account this football, basketball, any season you're playing. Me personally, I'm taking more than points on Joel Embiid all the time. I'm taking more than assists on Tyrese Halliburton. I'm taking less than points on Jordan Poole. Those seem to be the easy money makers for you. You're probably wondering, Zach, how do I get involved in this? You go to prizepicks.com/ding and use code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/ding. Use code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Deli Platter asks, what's your note-taking process when watching a movie? From the Discord, he asked that.
It is so long. I don't know about you. So I do all my prep before. So I get like the intro ready, I get the cast, the reviews, all that stuff, right? Get all the taglines, budget, all that shit I do before I sit down and watch the movie. And then, man, it is just stop. Like you gotta have subtitles on now, which I hate. I hate watching something with subtitles on. And it is so much pausing. I mean, a 90-minute movie will probably take me 3.5, 4 hours to go through.
Yeah. There are a lot of questions about like how long it takes to do all this stuff. The answer is too long. I always get a little
that's just for me.
out.
Then I don't even have to fucking edit it or anything. That whole process
I always get a little
you.
stressed out thinking about how long it takes. And like, I definitely have never logged it. Cause that doesn't sound good. I will tell you that the note, like I can tell how long my notes are, right? And if you go back to the first 50 to 100, I think I have about 7 pages in a Google Doc, and now it's usually somewhere around 17 to 20 pages.
Yeah, I'm usually in that, like, because I have the intro and everything, the reviews and everything, I'm usually around like 27 pages, I think. 20, like anywhere from 25 to 27 pages in the doc.
And I also do cast and I do trivia before, which is kind of funny just because I would forget to after. And sometimes, it's coming down to it. It's like, I'm already on IMDb, so I'm just going to knock it out.
Yeah.
But there's only been a handful of times where the trivia has spoiled something for me. It does happen every once in a while.
Yeah.
But I love that Amin does neither and will either be surprised that someone is in a movie during the recording is even crazier, but like he'll be like 20 minutes into this movie and he'll be like, oh my God, so-and-so's in this. Even when I'm watching a movie that's not for Cinephobe.
Yeah.
I will look at the cast. It's crazy.
Yeah, it depends. Like, yeah, if I'm watching a movie on TV, like, or on a streaming site, I'll probably look at the cast a little bit. He's really our one drunken moose in so many ways.
Yeah. Yep.
You don't respect the boulevard, and you don't respect the fans.
Okay. Chip Skylark wants to know, what's the first podcast you remember listening to religiously?
Oh, this is easy for me. Basketball Jones. Now, then the starters, now No Dunks. I listened to them when I was working in the Court of Appeals. I would listen to them every morning. It was the first thing I listened to every morning. Like usually on my commute, and then I would probably re-listen to it in the first couple hours of being in the mail room or the file room or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like it was Bill Simmons. I mean, I really started listening to podcasts. I don't even think I had an iPhone yet.
Oh,
I think
really?
I was downloading podcasts to my iPod and playing it on my drive to work. And I think that was like 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
And I would say it escalated from there. I mean, it was definitely sports first.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it was all sports for a while for me, and then started like getting into other stuff. I think the first like non-sports podcast I would listen to, I don't know if religious, but like pretty often was Adam Carolla's show, because it was long.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like 2 hours or something like that every day, and it would just get me through work. And like, even though like I think he's kind of a shitbag, but I do think he's really good at interviewing. So I would like, I would get into the interviews especially.
yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, it was ESPN stuff, and then it was trying to think of the first like non-sports one. I mean, I've been listening to Andy Greenwald and Chris Ryan do it's now The Watch. It used to be the Hollywood Prospectus. So this is like Grantland. Yeah. When Grantland came out, I was checking out a lot of their stuff, and that's, I still follow a lot of the Grantland people wherever they went, at The Ringer, elsewhere. Okay. Damon Porter, where does the respecting women clip come from? That's super bad.
Super bad, yeah.
That's
Michael
drunk
Cera.
ass Michael Cera.
Yeah. Before
Proposing
he hooks
a
up
toast
to Becca. Yeah.
Where Becca's a bitch. Proposing a toast because he decides that Becca is too fucked up, so he has to go get fucked up. So he goes to the bathroom by himself and starts slamming booze.
Yeah.
And then he stumbles his ass out to the gazebo.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, shot! Let's do a shot!" And he says,
To respecting women.
To respecting women. Okay. And that's Becca.
He's great, man. I love him.
He's a fantastic drunk. I mean,
yeah.
That's just a perfect movie to me. Building a Cinephobe library, trying to categorize and tie together equals Pepe Sylvia investigation. Yeah, good luck with that.
Like, man. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
Lauer After Hours says, what do you say to the guy who listened to 369,000 minutes of Cinephobe last year?
Brother, that is... it doesn't really make sense. Right?
So here's where it makes sense. He leaves it on when he sleeps, and he doesn't...
And it doesn't
snooze. He doesn't put a sleep timer on it. He doesn't snooze it. Nothing.
But that's just, are you setting up playlists? Like, can you set up a playlist of episodes to get through? Because otherwise it's just going to stop after the episode, right?
I mean, there's this guy who's been posting comments on the Instagram for a while who says, and I think it's a joke, but I'm not sure. He keeps saying like, "Oh, this is going to make a great nap."
I mean, he's not wrong.
And we are his nap podcast. He puts it on.
Yeah.
And then he fucking passes out and he wakes up at the end. So he sleeps through the entire plot.
It would be funny if that was the guy who needed us to like clarify. Hey, Zach here. I'm going to now have Maze answer this question.
Oh my God. Yo, that guy is an all-timer.
Hold on. I'm trying to hold it. I really got to pee. So you keep going. I'm going to be right back.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to use this time to keep going through some of these questions here. Rockstar Lifestyle, all you Babadooks in this chat need to join the Patreon. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you tell him, Rockstar Lifestyle. You tell him. Man, I'm trying to like save these questions and then come back to them. And then I also have all the other ones. There's too many questions. Too many questions. Yes, I listened to the low post too. Feel like that because Bill kind of put Zach on. So it's like I listened to Zach because he was on Bill's show. Cinephobe is the only non-sports pod Arthur Mueller has listened to. Check out All Fantasy Everything, man. That's definitely been my favorite non-sports, my direct friends podcast, and it's the podcast I want to be on the most. It's a goal. I met Ian when he came to San Francisco, but unfortunately didn't get to hang out with him. Just saw him after the show, but desperately trying to hold back my desire to be on All Fantasy Everything. F. Scott Hollis says, if I were gay, I wouldn't be offended as somewhere between Showgirls and Wild Wild West. Good. That's only 20 episodes. No problem. Love the drops, Maze. All right.
Steve Martin was a prop comic. Whatever, motherfucker!
We're takers, gents. That's what we do for a living.
No.
Take.
Fuck. I like that gun. You knew I'd like that gun. Yes, the ching. That's one of the nicest guns I've seen in a long time. I can't wait to shoot that fucker.
Okay. If you just fall asleep to a podcast, Spotify keeps going. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll just keep going to the next episodes.
Mm-hmm. Matt Arnett listens while on the treadmill. Do you treadmill 369,000 minutes a year? No.
Good cardio.
But yeah, I think that guy has to be like, he's got to basically have it on all the time. I think he's got to be listening while he sleeps. I think he's got to maybe have more than one device.
Oh, that's a good
Which would be one way to do it. But it seems like he's doing that on purpose.
Good. Hey, it'll get you attention from us.
Who's the guy on the right, by the way? They never introduced themselves. All it says is Honest Podcaster.
Hey, it's Zach here. I'm the Honest Podcaster. Now Maze is going to talk.
I'm Maze, and I'm also a podcaster, but I don't lie about how honest I am.
Whoa!
Whoa!
It's like a G-dog on a fly tip. Flossing with the pussy. Cutting in the crib.
Sean McCullough asked Maze how many folks think you're fat before actually seeing you. I mean, in real life? None.
I mean, that's crazy. Yeah.
That's not a thing. Although the fat guy in the fedora shit has gotten wildly out of control, and I love it.
Way
I posted
out
a
of
photo.
control. Yeah.
I posted a photo yesterday because I think it was on. Oh, it's because of the Butcher Box read where I say I was a butcher. Now, people expect to see me at their butcher at their meat counter, and so I've posted a photo of myself and the waiters from my meat and seafood days. And then immediately people are like, where's the fedora? Why aren't you wearing a fedora? Cisco asks, who's a dream guest you'd want to do an episode with, past episode or future one?
Ooh. Oh, like realistic, or are we just like? Because obviously, I would love to get Nick Cage for a Nick Cage movie, but I mean,
like a semi-realistic one. I mean, I think Shea Serrano is an attainable one.
Yeah, we could get Shea for sure.
And every time Shea posts a video or a photo of a VHS tape from his wall of a Cinephobe movie, it's like, he's got it right there.
We've done it, yeah.
He's got so many up there. But other than that, I mean, I'd love to get Shane Torres, but I don't know.
Yeah, we get Shane.
We could get Shane. I mean, I'm trying to think of somebody who's like outside the purview, you know?
Yeah. Like maybe Sam Morrill, Andrew Santino. I'd like one of those
Andrew
guys.
Santino. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had this comment, which was where is it? Yeah. D Grant said, best Bad Friends Left Behind reference made me go back and re-listen all-time episode.
Yeah.
So they were trying to figure out what the name of the Nick Cage Rapture movie was.
Yeah, they said like Left Alone or something like that. Yeah.
And then there was also
that
clip of Bobby Lee talking to Eli Roth, and he was saying that he loved Troll 2. And then he said, have you seen Monster Dog, which is another movie that they made? The Italian Dream Team. So I'm going to go ahead and say Eli Roth Monster Dog episode is a bucket list.
Yeah.
I just love to talk I would love to talk to someone who's like a filmmaker or a real producer, like someone in the industry who also likes bad movies.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Eli Roth is somebody like that. I mean, like Quentin Tarantino would obviously be very cool. He'd probably have some crazy pulls that we've never even considered. Russell Anderson, how are you? Oh, got you. I misread it. Russell Anderson listens to us at 1.3 speed, and you seem drunk to me right now. Zach, how do you feel about the whole speeding up your podcast?
Hate it. I fucking hate it. And I get it. I get like people are like, I got a lot to listen to. I'm trying to get through it, whatever. Man, I've tried it. I can't stand it. It ruins all the timing of stuff. I'll never do it. I'll never do it. I think Rachel Nichols says she listens to stuff on like 2 speed. Like that's nuts. That's crazy.
Yeah, I just don't feel the need to listen to that many things. You know, like I don't think it's necessary to consume. Like I know I'm gonna miss stuff. It's like people who tell me they speed read books. It's like, sure.
Yeah.
Are you retaining the info? I don't think you are. Like,
agreed.
I have priorities for things that I want to listen to. And if I have time to kill, I put on a podcast. I'm not like, well, I got 30 minutes. Let's listen to 4 episodes of Cinephobe at 5 times speed. Right. But Arthur Mueller says 369,000 hours a year is more than 1,000 hours a day. So we'd need at least 43 devices. So my question is, what if it's at 3 times speed?
Oh,
is that how he's doing this?
Maybe.
If he's doing 3 if he's just like fucking jamming through it, does it trick Spotify into thinking that he listened to the whole thing? Pam Anderson. I think this is in reference to, would you like Pam Anderson as a guest?
I couldn't.
Zach, I'm sure you've been tagged in this.
Mm-hmm.
Liam Neeson, Pam Anderson, The Naked Gun, directed by Akiva Schaffer of Hot Rod and The Watch fame.
All the makings of a Cinephobe.
It's
classic.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what could make it more Cinephobe.
Nick Cage. Like, that's it. Like, just Nick Cage shows up, like, and Michael Biehn narrates. Like, that's the only thing.
Darkness says get squints.
Oh, if we could get Squints and the briefcase guy. Yeah. Holy shit.
Are you aware of the movie Life on the Line with Travolta and Devon Sawa? Yeah, I think that's the firefighter one.
Oh, that's what it's called. Yeah. I didn't know the name of it, but yeah.
Vance, Tony Medley. Tony Medley is a bucket list. I don't know if we can find him, but
I mean, he's not that far from me. Toluca Lake is like maybe 6 minutes away.
Throw up the bat signal.
Mm-hmm. I'll just go find a MAGA rally to find him at.
Mm-hmm. Arthur Mueller wants to know how far in advance we record Cinephobe. It's usually like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah. Usually about 3 weeks.
And then there was another one that was like, what's the longest we've had one in the can? And I don't think there's one in particular that's crazy.
Wasn't it the goods? Didn't we do the goods?
I think what happened with the goods is that we...
I think
maybe
we
you're right.
did it, and then we held it because we weren't sure how Freedom was going to go. And so then, isn't that what happened?
Well, we released it on July 4th. I know that. So let me dip in here real quick.
Wasn't Freedom like early June?
So we had to record it real quick because Freedom was coming up.
Yeah.
And then we released the episode on July 4th. But yeah, you're probably right here. We recorded it on June 2nd.
Okay.
So we recorded it on June 2nd. Then you guys went and did Freedom.
Yeah.
Then it got released a month later. So while we were waiting for the goods to come out, we did LXG, Daddy's Home 2, Nick Fury, Blank Man, and Killing Season.
Jesus. What a run.
That's
my
nuts.
God.
That's
Holy shit.
fucking crazy, man.
Yo, that's nuts.
Hey, Maze, how was Ian's stand-up last month? It was killer.
He sucks.
Iron Salamander.
He sucks. He's not going to do stand-up anymore. He's retired.
Think it was more or less his last show before his live show in Portland.
That sounds right.
So I would imagine when his special comes out, you will get to see pretty much what I saw. It did cap off. His final joke was him telling the full story of the DC trip that he alluded to on All Fantasy Everything's Past. It was great. I was like, I remember most of this, but it was still great to hear him like walk the people through it again, and obviously with my friends who had not heard it.
Dude, he was floundering in Phoenix. The last show they did, he opened. Like they were just kind of like rotating through, but he was like, "Oh, I'll open," and so he wasn't in like a rhythm. He just wasn't. It just threw him off or whatever. He was stumbling over words. So, and he was recognizing that he was screwing up for like maybe the first like 15, 20 minutes of it. So he had 30 minutes. The last 10 minutes, he told the story. He was just like, I know, like he knew he could go to that, and it killed it. Like it's such a funny story.
Rockstar Lifestyle, who do you guys think is the most famous, noteworthy Cinephobe listener y'all have heard of? I mean, my favorite is still Mike Measy, the singer from the I Got Five on It song, who is currently working in a dispensary in the Sunset out here in San Francisco, and he told me to come get weed from him, and I have not.
What?
He's there 9 to 5, so I haven't figured out when. But yeah, he's my man, Mike Measy. If I can go there, buy some weed, and get him to sing I got top 5 or CT5. Yeah. I got CT5. Like if I can get him to do an ad lib, that would make my life. So that is on my bucket list for sure. Do you have another like famous listener that surprised you?
I'm trying to think who's told me they listen and I was surprised.
I mean, we have a guest, not next week, but the week after. That was a pretty fun one. So you guys will get to hear about that.
Yeah, that's good.
And
that's good.
The guest's husband is a big fan, and then it blew the guest's mind when, or it blew the guest's husband's mind when she knew Amin.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
It's like, it's just Amin. Yeah. I've known him forever.
Yeah.
Felix Ledesma, any chance of a rewatching or a re-release of HB2? Because that episode would be a banger with all the new sound y'all got. Plus, Maze will speak now. I mean, I think if we redid a Redoington, I think if we redid an episode, it'd probably be that one.
Yeah.
I have thought about that. Have thought about going
Have we done
back
that CT5 list?
Movies to redo?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Episodes to redo? That's not a bad CT5. We should maybe do
throw
that.
that down.
If we go back to themed months, that might be a fun themed month to do.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
Yeah. That way it's not like so random, you know?
Yeah, we just do like 3 and then we're done.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, maybe not even the full month. Or maybe we let
the fans choose.
We let them choose from a curated list. A curated list. Yeah. Yes.
As long as it's not Kangaroo Jack 2, I'm good.
Sure. Yeah, we can leave that one off. Oh, I think D Grant called it Zombie Month. That's actually a good
Zombie
tag
Month.
for it. Yeah.
But yes, I mean, I also wish that like Final Cut has this annoying thing where it updates its libraries every once in a while, and then if I even want to open the Cinephobe library for the first 100 episodes, it would take about a day of it processing and updating everything.
Yeah.
But I even just going in and like reapplying, like repolishing the audio, I think would be a good thing to do. But you know, there's only so much time in the world, man.
Yeah.
There's only so much time. What are your opinions on How Did This Get Made? Do you guys have beef? I never really listened to it, but you did, right, Zach?
I used to listen to it pretty regularly before we started Cinephobe. And then once we started doing Cinephobe, I stopped listening to it because I didn't want to like start accidentally taking ideas or being influenced or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I loved it. I think Jason Mantzoukas is so fucking funny. I think Diane Raphael is so funny. Paul Scheer is obviously great, but like them as a group, I really liked their episodes of live shows too. That's where I think they really shine the most.
Yeah, I think Mantzoukas is probably the dream guest. I should have mentioned him.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
I think he's hilarious. I think he's great on podcasts.
I think we've told the story before, but it's funny to be like, as Amin and I were coming up with what the format would be for Cinephobe really early on, this before we even started doing this. Like, I think we had gotten everything. I don't think we'd started recording things yet, but we had gotten everything in order. And then he comes to me one day, he goes, "Have you heard of this show? How Did This Get Made?" It sounds like a lot like what we're planning. I was like, yeah, that's why I've been trying. One, I told him about it, and two, I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to make sure we don't just like outright copy this format, but it's loose enough to where you can kind of do what we want to do. But he was like, all of a sudden was like, "Have you heard of this little podcast?" Like, yeah, it's fucking major. Like, it is a monster podcast.
The one drunken moose element once again just wanders into a room and is surprised. Matt Ryan says, "Can we get a re-Washington to Pony Spoonie?" We can't do re-Washingtons, people. We did a re-Washington.
Yeah, that would be the one we do though if we were going to, because it didn't get captured.
Okay, we did that. Arthur Mueller made a good point that the show I'd want for Cinephobe is Ballers. Yes, that's absolutely right. The Hate Watch special.
Yeah. Sean Jordan and I might do something like that.
Do it.
We've talked about it.
He loves Ballers. As long as you guys wear vests the entire time, I'm in.
Yes.
D. Grant says, "Dying request Resident Evil episode, any of them." I'm not a huge Resident Evil person.
I love the video game. I don't love the movies, but I would do one. I do maybe the first one.
It is our guy, the other Paul Anderson, and his wife Mila Jovovich. So I've thought about it. It's not a huge one for me, but I remember like a laser hallway cutting people up and stuff. I remember some things. Mm-hmm. Russell Anderson says, "What is your favorite I Think You Should Leave skit other than the Dangerous Nights crew?" It's tough.
That's a really tough one. Did we draft that? Did we draft I Think You Should Leave? Or CT5 it?
No, we haven't done that. I mean, we could do, like, we've talked about favorite drops, favorite references.
Yeah.
Favorite I Think You Should Leave. Or Always Sunny.
Mine might be The Courtroom.
Yeah, Brian's hat, safari flaps in the back.
That's a pretty good one.
That one's a classic. I love Crashmore, obviously. I love...
You like that sketch. I knew you liked that sketch.
Yes, exactly. I just love the layers to it. I love the actual trailer. I love the behind the scenes clips. I love the interview.
Of him getting pissed off that they're referring to the Santa Claus stuff is so
And then
funny.
when I learned that was based on a Billy Bob Thornton thing, it like added another layer to it. But I love that they made him Santa, and I mean, it's fucking incredible.
I mean, Dan Flashes is such a fucking funny
Dan
one
Flashes, and then
I'm joking.
I like that one, especially when he says, "Let me take a video of you saying you're gonna kill the president."
Oh shit! I didn't have to turn around.
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna kill the president. Oh shit! I couldn't flip the thing up fast enough. The man wanted a burger and he ordered the wrong food. I mean, we've all been there. We've all seen somebody order something better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's the closest the podcast has come to ending?
I don't think we've ever.
I guess Amin did technically quit once, but that was never for real.
Yeah, that was him trying to recreate something he had done with Izzy on the Levitard show. Right.
Well, he pre-created it. It was then something he tried to do again with Izzy.
Oh, maybe that's what it was then. Yeah. Timeline got fucked up.
And Chip Scarlett wants to know how much he throws off recording schedules in general. I mean, you're looking at it, man. We're doing a live stream on YouTube when we should have been doing a CT5 and some other things.
Some stuff happened to where we can't blame him for that one. But
normally it's just late.
Dude, it's in like not a couple of minutes.
No. He did hit us with a need an hour and 45 minutes recently.
That was last week, right? Was that last week?
Yeah. Because the thing is that he sets the times. We ask him what time he wants to do.
Like, we are crazy busy. But we can generally, like, we usually record on a Wednesday or a Thursday. We know around the range of what it will be, but we go off his schedule. And yeah, he'll be like, all right, noon, Wednesday. Cool. Need an hour 45, guys. An hour 45?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. Luckily, most of my stuff is like, oh, well, I got Tom and Brian Sutter over here in the corner talking, and I'm just not listening to them. Or I can edit this episode now.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's definitely hard to schedule a mean.
And it's getting worse.
More fraudulent CT5, a means, plot liftoffs, or Zach's songs. All right,
what
let's
are my
pull
songs?
that up. Well, you did Pitbull 5 times.
I like Pitbull.
I like Pitbull though.
That's
All
a great
Zach's,
soundtrack. That's as good as the Judgment Night soundtrack.
It's definitely as good as the Judgment Night soundtrack. Zach's best songs were Crank That Travis Barker remix.
That's a good one.
Don't Stop the Party, Pitbull, Living in America, James Brown. He did put Dinosaur Man from Tammy and the T-Rex at number 4. Fireball from Pitbull.
Yeah,
at number
Fireball's a
5.
banger.
Suburban Nightmare, Amos and Andrew, number OLI, and then Fight to Survive, OLI. So yeah, so Pitbull's been slowly worn down. I think he had 4 originally.
I did, yeah.
Plot Liftoffs. Plot Liftoffs was just a mean choosing Golden Dumpsters. So I think he wins that one. Because his plot liftoffs were Heartbreak Kid, The Ride to Mexico. That was a plot liftoff. The opening scene of Belly and Taxi, not plot liftoff. Correlation between floppy boobs and big mouth vaginas, Hall Pass, not plot liftoff. Jason Bateman showing that dumb bitch how to turn on a microscope from Teen Wolf 2, not plot liftoff
at all.
Okay, this one was Ricky Gervais withdrawing money from the bank and invention of lying.
That's legit.
Tiptoes, the moment we see Gary Oldman.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Number 1, Bolo killing his own man in Double Impact.
That's not plot liftoff at all. At all.
What's been driving me crazy lately is that when we do a new episode, he'll be like, was that plot liftoff? He'll ask.
Yeah, he's no longer.
So then he'll ask 4 times. And it's like, just choose one.
Right.
You make the choice. It's your list. It's your plot liftoff.
No matter, even if you disagree, you will still put the music in. Because it's our plot liftoff. Like, you don't give a fuck. It's
wild. All right. Another question from Twitter. Pop at Cinephobe says, can you explain what Chekhov's blank means to these uncultured swine that listen to your podcast? Okay, Chekhov's gun is the original, and Chekhov was a Russian playwright, and so he had a famous quote or saying or whatever that if you show a gun in the first act, it has to go off in the third act, meaning you have to, if something is being shown to you, it's for a reason. You can't just show a gun and then no one gets shot. So that is essentially, it's not exactly a MacGuffin, but it's pretty similar.
It's close, Like if I show you Bolo Young in the first act, Bolo Young's got to kill somebody in the third act.
Snap a neck or punch a dick by the end of the movie. So some good examples. I mean, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but there's plenty of times where they introduce an item and you're like, oh, that's going to be important.
Yeah.
I wonder when they're going to use that. And then, of course, it gets used. He also wants us to do CT5 Henchman after the Deadfall rewatchington. I mean, CT5 Henchman is going to be tough.
That's a good one, man.
Schweitz A from Twitter wants to know, when will Sean Jordan be a guest and what movie would you choose for him?
Probably Baby Boy, right?
Is Baby Boy? I don't think Baby Boy qualifies.
It doesn't? I thought we've talked about this before.
No, because it's too good. Yeah, 7187 for Baby Boy.
Oh, wow. Oh, good. Okay.
I mean, I think it would be fun to do like a karate, best of the best, maybe.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
And get Sean Jordan for that. I mean, obviously Belly was the one.
Yeah, that would have been the best one. Skateboarding move, bad skate. Oh, you know what might be a good one is Airborne. Airborne's like a rollerblading movie.
Yeah, Airborne or like Grind. Grind. Do you remember Grind? That was a movie from like 2003, starring Adam Brody and the dude with the tongue piercing from Rat Race and Bam Margera, about kids who follow a summer tour. That'd be a good Sean Jordan movie.
Yeah.
Okay. This is, I like this question. Fritz says, you've done a good job keeping Cinephobe and Basketball separate. Do you find it difficult to hold back? For instance, when you were talking about the Thompson twins, I was expecting a...
And twins!
Thank you. I don't because I know that they won't know it. So if I do it, it'll amuse me, which, don't get me wrong, I do plenty of times, but yeah, I do try to keep it separate. Also, I just feel like the less employers know about Cinephobe, the better.
So you don't want to be like a mean and go on Lebitard show and just start saying Cinephobe bits and
oh my God,
expect everybody to get it when only Roy is chuckling there?
He really does have the smallest audience sometimes.
You'd think that would be a good promotional tool, but I think it's just confusing for everyone.
When you don't explain or drive people to Cinephobe, it's just your own show within a show.
David Warren says, what are the chances of theme months returning? I mean,
pretty strong.
Yeah. I like the daisy chain.
I
like
would
the
guess
freestyle.
2025 will be theme months.
Or something new. But
yeah, or if we come up with something new, yeah.
But right now, I think we've more or less done a year. I mean, we did 2 years of theme months almost.
I think so. That sounds right.
So it could definitely come back. I like them. How we come up with the themes is going to be the wrinkle. I don't know if we can do that the same way that we've been doing it.
I wouldn't mind doing past theme months and just
doing it again.
What didn't make the cut.
CT5 movies none of you guys have seen that qualify. No, I mean, that's just our list, Phil Arenas.
Yeah, I've got a whole list of things I want to do and things I haven't seen yet that I want to do.
Josh Bowser says, is it too early to do a CT5 repeat offenders? So what I was thinking for this one, and I've been thinking about this for a while, is to do like best resume. And so you pick somebody and you do CT5 best resume of,
because even if someone has like just four movies, right? That we've done,
but if they're all bangers,
like yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, we should do that. I like that.
Because I think probably 3 at minimum. And I've almost thought of making the cutoff to be a repeat offender 3, just because of how many 2-time people are in this spreadsheet. Yeah. It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have definitely thought about CT5 repeat offenders. We will get there. Rockstar Lifestyle, what inspired you to do the live soundboard? Would you ever try your hand at DJing like Mike Ryan? I will never DJ. I'm not interested. The soundboard, I mean, it for sure was inspired by Mike Ryan. I asked him which one he had, and he told me about the Stream Deck, and then I got it.
Also makes
and
editing better, right?
That was the plan.
Yeah. Or no, it doesn't.
Has it made it easier?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay.
The main, like, if I really wanted to make it really streamlined, it would be like I load all the clips in first
prior, right,
for every movie. But then
even
also we're waiting, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like I do think it's made CT5s better, which was the goal.
Yeah.
And I'm not on there playing a ton of sound, but it does allow me to just do the CT5 or do this live stream, and then it's done.
Kick some ice.
But also, I have maxed this thing out already. So new things are not.
Can we get
I'm not saying that
soundboard?
I'm not saying I can't add more things, but I am saying that, like, if I want to get to something on here, I have to remember where it is, and then I have to go.
Skulls.
And you still don't know what that one means.
I still don't know what oh wait, you explained it to me, didn't you?
It's Dr. Steve Brule.
That's what it is. Yeah.
You unbelievable, man.
But the
I love when people
rewatching
type that out.
tins
I love when people type that out on Twitter.
have a seizure on your keyboard. But the rewatchingtons have definitely been one of the best ways to go back to a movie and then really rediscover what some of the best sounds are and all that. Okay. Charmin TP, the top 3 current shows that I'm watching. I mean, I'm a little behind right now on a couple things. I really liked Mr. and Mrs. Smith earlier this year. That's Donald Glover on Amazon, and it's a remake of the movie with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, but it's not really like the movie. Shogun, which Zach has been furiously catching up on. I
finished last night.
Nice. I haven't watched the finale yet, but I have to watch that one this week. But I thought that's really been good.
Fucking hate John Blackthorne. One of my least favorite characters in entertainment history. I cannot stand this motherfucker.
Why?
I hate the way he looks. I hate the character attitude. I hate the way he talks. I hate the way he acts. I hate the way he walks. I hate the way he wears Japanese clothing. I hate the way he stands. I hate everything about him. He almost ruins the show for me. I understand the purpose of his character, but I just cannot stand him.
What if I told you the actor's name was Cosmo Jarvis?
That's not true.
It's 100% true.
I hate it even more now.
It's kind of a Cosmo Jarvis. It almost moves to the beat of jazz.
That motherfucker does not move to the beat of jazz. I hate him. Oh my God. I love that show, but I hate him.
I think, what are your like top 2 or 3 favorite characters?
Mariko is, oh my God.
Mariko's incredible.
Woo! She's amazing.
That
she
actress
is such a badass.
That actress, Anne Sawai, was in a Japanese pop group until like 3 years ago.
Dude, she is that character is such a badass. She's amazing.
Until
I love Toranaga.
5 years ago. Toranaga.
I love Toranaga. Like, he's great. And then is it Lady Ochiba? Who's the
Ochiba,
one who comes? Yeah, she's like kind of
shows up a little late, but she dominates.
She's like, there's something about her that like makes me very like, she's like, I'm like, oh, she could get everybody killed if she wanted to.
Yabushige is my man though.
Yabushige's great. He's
so funny.
Yeah.
He changes names or he changes sides every fucking episode.
Oh my God, this dude's fucking flip flopping like crazy.
He's hilarious.
He's just macking that one episode of Sunny. Like, I'm always playing both sides.
Yep. He invents cucking. He brings cucking to the East. He's obsessed with death. He's not trustworthy at all. He's got the best memes.
Yeah. He's great, man.
I posted the one after the Warriors blew it in the play-in. It says, well, I would expect you to commit seppuku at once.
Yeah.
That is definitely applicable anytime you shame yourself.
Yeah.
The obsession with death is pretty interesting. It's pretty incredible that anybody makes it to 40.
Yeah.
In Shogun World.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Other shows that I'm watching, have you checked out Ripley at all, Zach?
No, I don't know what that is.
So it's Andrew Scott, who is the hot priest from Fleabag season 2.
Oh, yeah.
Little Irish guy. And then it's a remake of Talented Mr. Ripley.
But I'm interested in that.
It's the thing that's really putting it over the top. One, it was a little disappointing to me to be like, okay, it's the same story, because you know what's going to happen. But it's shot in this like gorgeous black and white, and it looks incredible. Like the cinematography is some of the best. It's definitely cinema quality. It's pretty unreal that it's a Netflix show. He's really good in it, and I'm about halfway through that. And then I really like Fallout. That was really good.
I got to get into that. Yeah.
My girlfriend and I started watching Palm Royale, which is the Kristen Wiig show. That's okay.
Is that good? Okay.
It's okay. It's. I wish it was a little funnier.
I want to watch that. And then what's the Sugar? What's the
Sugar? Colin Farrell. Haven't started that either. The Sympathizer also came out a couple weeks ago. I haven't started that. But Hacks is about a week away from season 3. I'm really excited for that show. That's a couple
X-Men
TV
97's been fucking dope, man.
I haven't watched that yet. I need to get on that too.
It's fucking good. Yeah.
There's the thing that's been killing me, Zach, is that Ripley was a binge, Fallout was a binge, Three Body Problem was a binge, and that ended up not being good.
Like, it's not good?
Like the first 3 I thought were really good, and then the end I thought was,
because I was hearing good things, but maybe I just heard when the first 3 were out.
But then also it's like, but you have to watch it right away. I'm just getting a little. I'm just exactly Benjamin Rose. What is this obsession with pussy crushing counting? I'm tired of crushing these shows left and right.
I've been rewatching the Increasingly Poor Decisions of Todd Margaret. Oh my god, that
David
show
Cross.
Brilliant. That show was fucking brilliant, man.
Was that 2 seasons on Comedy Central?
There's a 3rd season. It's not streaming anywhere, so I just bought it. There is a 3rd season, but I only remember the 2 seasons. Yeah.
Sean McCullough wants to know what I'm putting on my toast. What type of bread? Sourdough, generally. I occasionally get a different type of bread. I did get a like rustic loaf from a restaurant that was off the chain of some of the best bread I've had. And I put some butter on there, and sometimes I put some peanut butter on there. It's not too crazy, bro.
No jam?
Not too crazy. I don't really need that sweetness.
Okay.
In the morning.
All right.
Felix Ledesma wants a Martin Lawrence month. It is pretty wild. We've only done Bad Boys 2 for Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, there's some on my list that will happen relatively soon.
Iron Salamander, hey, you said the dispensary is off Sunset. No, it's not in Los Angeles. It is in the Sunset in San Francisco.
Up in the sky.
Up in the sky. That's where it is. Cisco says, does everyone else have mazes drops just inhabit their normal lives now too?
No, I don't like the puss one.
Who's that man?
There we go. Yeah.
Yes, bingo.
Combination.
Drake.
Amy, pretty. Amy, good. Gorilla.
I miss Amy, man.
Oh God, we gotta get some chimps back on this show.
I have a feeling you'll take care of it.
Are you guys for scuba?
Darkness says, when is Mo going to be a guest?
Oh shit, Mo talked to me about one of them.
I mean, I feel like
Karate Kid 3, or is it somebody else? Somebody wants to be a guest for Karate Kid 3.
Ooh, Sean Jordan could be a good guest for Karate Kid 3 too.
That'd be a good one. Yeah.
I mean, Terry Silver. Mo, you and Mo, have you seen any Cinephobe movies in the theater together?
That's a good question. I don't think any of the ones we've seen are. I mean, they were bad, but I don't think they qualify. Like Crawl would be a great one, but I don't think it's even close to qualifying.
That's the alligator crocodile movie,
dude. That has all the makings of a Cinephobe movie.
Yes. 84.75 for Crawl.
That's crazy. That movie's so bad.
What happens
That's
more, do you
fucking
think?
nuts.
Hearing about a movie that's way too high, or a movie that you thought was too high that ends up being low?
I mean, what's the, like, is Twins the biggest one where, because Amin was like, no way it qualifies.
Out for that one.
Yeah, no, it's probably the ones that I'm expecting to qualify that aren't even close. I'll still, like, once a month, I'll be like, oh, you got to do Face Off. I'll be like, dude, it's 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like that, it's not even close.
I mean, I've looked at lists and lists of eligible ones for 5 years now, so I'm not really that surprised to find out that something does qualify.
Yeah,
but it's definitely more like a new movie that's coming out. Like, we had somebody be like, oh, I can't wait for the Beekeeper episode. I'm like, hate to break it to you, dude.
Yeah,
Beekeeper.
Oh, dude.
Not going to qualify.
There's some like rumor that they're going to do a Face Off too, and someone's like, "Ooh, Cinephobe." I'm like, it's not going to qualify at all. It's not
I don't
even
even think they're
close
going
to
to make
that. I don't either. But like,
I don't think that's a real rumor.
D Grant 2334 put Apex Predator all day. Skull emoji, like that's from the movie Crawl. I need you to watch that movie. I need you to watch that movie just for that part. It's so fucking stupid.
Did basketball drop down?
I think basketball qualifies now. I think I looked at it recently, or maybe it was at like 41.
It's 41.
Okay.
It's like right there. I
know I looked at it recently.
It hasn't had a new review in the last couple years, so that's one where it's like it's right on the edge there. Dune 2 while we're at it. Sure, let's just review critically acclaimed movies. That's right. Yeah. When is Mo going to be a guest? I don't know, Mo. You're going to have to earn it, Mo. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to earn it. One more thing for you to earn that shit.
Mm-hmm.
What's the cinephobe term do you guys use most in the wild?
New in town is in your lexicon's fucking crazy.
New in town, and I've never done a live stream before.
I've been like saying combination in my head a lot recently, or out loud. If someone says combination, I'll just repeat it. I mean, definitely like the one that like I giggle at the most is when someone says, I didn't have that on my bingo card, right? Like that makes me
bingo. If you hear bingo in the wild, your ears perk up. That happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, this doesn't count because I can't make the noise, but I do hear the duck call in my head.
I mean, I definitely do the. Well, I say like constantly. That's probably
you started doing that. Like that's the reason
I'm the one that started it.
100%.
Oh.
Like,
yeah. I guess I did. I was making noises whenever Amin said inappropriate things.
Problematic stuff, which was quite often. Yeah. Kept going. Vance wants to know what's the unofficial TV show. I think you should leave Always Sunny or Bar Rescue. I think it's still Sunny.
I think it's still Sunny. That's the thing I think we reference the most. Amin references Family Guy the most, but we don't really reference Family Guy that much.
I've never made a single Family Guy reference, so that's always Amin. Every single time there's a Family Guy clip, it's Amin. I mean, I think Sunny, because it has 12 seasons, has more references and started earlier. I think You Should Leave is an incredibly dense show where, like, you know, the egg. When the new season came out, we were doing the new stuff. Like we should be able to look at porn at work and stuff like that.
Simpsons, a little bit of porn at work.
Simpsons is less. I mean, Simpsons has obviously a ton of material, and like as I talked about on a Mailbag episode, there are some things that are just hardwired into my brain, Simpsons wise. But I don't think it comes up that much. It's gotta be for sure. Sunny.
Bar Rescue's making a push, but that's more just me and Amin.
Well, I'm doing it now.
You still haven't watched an episode. You've never seen it, but you're doing it.
I'm doing bits. I'm doing telephone style bits. Okay. Let's try to run through some of these. So we got a lot of these ones on Instagram that were like, when will Chuck Norris make his Cinephobe debut? He's got so many classics. When are you doing Steven Seagal month? Can you do Iron Eagle?
Dude,
can you do Jurassic Park 3? Can you do Night at the Roxbury?
those are all on my list.
We would like to.
Yeah.
We do one episode a week, and
Yeah.
we're trying our best. Emily Sargo says, "Why is your dad the best comeback ever?"
I do love that, man. I love that so much. I seriously watch that movie every couple of weeks now. I will just put it on and maybe fall asleep to it. But I fucking love that movie.
I like it because it's the perfect way to interrupt a long-winded question.
Yeah.
Anytime you start a question with, why did this
Or why
weird
would
thing
you-
happen in the movie? Why did,
Yeah.
and it's all, and the best part is because that question is usually rhetorical anyways.
Right.
Right. It's like,
Yes.
we know why they did it. It's because it's stupid. And it's because
Don't yell on television.
they didn't think out the plot point, etc.
Mm-hmm.
We had a couple of these. Yo, Adrian71. Why did the Meadowlark partnership end? Because they didn't renew it. There you go. Ask them.
They don't like things that get downloads.
No Bad Food. Will you do Pound of Flesh, the movie where they steal JCVD's kidney? I mean, all the makings say no more. If it
You said
qualifies.
JCVD, I'm in. Yeah.
And JCVD's
Put that
in
for a
it.
file.
Yeah, once JCVD gets to 10, he'll be in the all-time.
I can't speak for these other Babadooks, but I will get us to 10 for JCVD for
Yes,
sure.
you will. Because we had a question that, of course, I can't find where it came from now, but it was essential. Oh, it's got to be down here. It's like, rate these repeat Avengers in order: Travolta, Liam, Cage, and the downtown LA Bridge. So this is actually an analytics thing that I've been doing. So mine's pretty straightforward. Downtown LA Bridge, number 1.
What?
I'm like 10 for 11 on Downtown LA Bridge movies.
Let's go back to that question of, did the podcast ever come close to ending? And that right there
now.
just is offensive.
And then Cage, and then somehow Liam Neeson, and then Travolta. That's crazy.
So this
I would have
best to
thought
worst?
Travolta over Liam Neeson. But
yeah.
Zach, according to your list, it's Cage, Travolta, Liam Neeson tied, and then LA Bridge.
Yeah, that's how I would have it. I think I'd probably put Liam Neeson second. I would break the tie because of Honest Thief, but fuck Gotti though, and White Man's Burden. That's tough. No, they should be tied.
And then Amin would have LA Bridge, Liam Neeson, Travolta, Cage last.
Yeah, fuck him.
And then if you throw Stallone in there, Stallone would be last for you, second for Amin, and tied for second in terms of percentage for me.
Yeah. That sounds
so.
right.
There you go. It's pretty wild. But if JCVD gets up there, I don't think you've phobied the JCVD movie yet. So
I don't know that. I don't. Maybe I would phobe Street Fighter. I gotta watch it again. I haven't watched it in a while. That's the only one I can think of that I might phobe, unless it's one of the new ones that I haven't seen yet.
Jordan Handworker 13 says, "Will AI replace filmmakers?"
No, I don't think so. I think it'll replace a lot. I think it'll do some stuff, but I don't think outright replace.
They can
Maybe
do chimps for you. It's the chimptage.
The meta AI is getting better. You can start throwing some movie themes in there. Amin was sending me so many one night. So many Star Wars ones and Rocky and shit. It was, oh my God.
Michael Briscoe says, with all the connects you three are obtaining, will you ever try to make a movie? No.
Yes.
Amin says he's written screenplays. I don't want to see them. I want no part of it.
I also don't believe that. I don't believe he's written a screenplay. I think he has ideas he would like to do.
It's a note.
It's a note.
In his notes app.
A fucking screenplay? I want to see
it's 2 pages
100 pages of his fucking screenplay. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude.
He has not written a screenplay.
I like the idea of young Amin at working at the Knicks or at the Suns and just like grinding his ass off, cutting tape all day, and then going home and dreaming about writing his version of Star Wars. See, it's
There's
like
not a
Star
chance.
Wars, but instead of Jedi, they're all big-titted, breasted women.
And they're all having sex constantly.
Giant popos.
All right, let's see here. I think there's... what's an episode you thought was a banger that didn't get the reviews you expected, or one that you didn't feel great about that people loved? I don't know. I don't know that that's really been the case.
Yeah, I'd have to think about that.
I don't think there's one that directly stands out to me in terms of like, I thought for sure it was going to be well received and everybody was upset.
Yeah, I don't know that we've had some that weren't all that well received, right? No, like I think people liked that. I think people like this one. Man, Timeline was such a fucking episode.
Timeline. God, what a movie.
Yeah.
And we'll end on this. Russell Anderson says, how infuriating is it that Zach and Amin hated Hot Rod? It is by far one of the top 5 movies you've done. Doesn't bother me, really. Maybe it did once upon a time. Now it's become a punchline.
I think it does.
I do think that if we had done it 100 episodes in, it would certainly not be the punching bag it is now. It wouldn't be your go-to, like, oh, this is the worst movie ever. Because it's like,
I don't think it's the worst movie ever. I don't think it's the worst. I don't think it's one of the 5 worst movies we've done. I just didn't think it was funny. That's all. Couple moments, but I just didn't think it was funny.
I think you guys have gotten in the habit of talking about Jupiter Ascending and Hot Rod more than actually remembering Jupiter Ascending and Hot Rod, which is fine.
I wouldn't mind a rewatchington of Hot Rod. I know you probably wouldn't agree to that. I wouldn't mind it just to see if I think it's funnier than Land of the Lost. I genuinely don't think Land of the Lost is a funny movie. I did not like that you guys were like, oh, you're just trying to get, like, I will admit if I was wrong on something. The first time I saw Semi-Pro, I thought it sucked. And then I watched it again. I was like, holy shit, what was wrong with me? I genuinely don't think Land of the Lost is a funny movie. There's like 3 moments in that movie that are funny.
Maybe I'll do Hot Rod solo style like you did Deadfall yesterday.
Oh, okay. You won't
Just
let me on stage. I'll just have to watch. And
I'll just put you guys in the audience, boot you from the stage. Gertie Formula says the new trailer for Clipped about Donald Sterling just dropped. We are going to talk about that this summer. It's going to come out in June.
I want my fucking money, FX.
If you guys missed it, Zach came up with the title Clipped in 2014.
In 2014!
And he cast Tommy Lee Jones, which honestly is better casting.
It's better, yeah.
We like you, Ed O'Neill. We love you, but Tommy Lee Jones would have crushed that shit.
I want my fucking money.
But yeah, stay tuned to the OG pod in the summer. Oh shit, look who's here. It's Snacky Tuna.
Oh!
What Cinephobe character would you most like to have as a guest? You think we could get through a whole episode with Ed as a guest, Snacky?
I wouldn't be able to concentrate, man. I just want to ask him so many questions. Oh my God. Non-Ed division. I'd love Louis Pinnock.
All them years in the factory, all that time I put in, and I'm the fucking delivery boy. Now you the ignorant motherfucker.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Louis Pinnock, just in terms of the voice, I would love to do a Cinephobe episode with Cloud. I think hearing Cloud's opinion.
Look to me in my eyeball.
That's a great
I mean,
one.
we're getting into like memos and Dangerous Nights Cruise.
Yeah.
What's another good one? Is there any? There aren't too many movies we've done that are like about movie directors or producers.
No. Adrian Brody's character from Fool's Paradise. I wouldn't mind doing one with him. Yeah.
Eyes closed, ears plugged. Keenan from the Mighty Ducks. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Amy Gorilla.
Ooh. Wasco.
Jonah Hill from which Jonah Hill?
Oh, Beach Bum?
Jonah Hill from Beach Bum would be pretty funny. Jonah Hill from The Watch would be pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a good one. The whole Watch crew.
Renato from Homie Spumoni as a guest.
Did we? Maybe for that episode. Yeah, with Officer Coco Leary.
Oh my God.
Was the watch like well received as an episode? Maybe that's the one to that previous question.
Yeah, maybe.
I kind of thought that would go bigger, but maybe I'm just not remembering when it came out.
Vince Vaughn from The Breakup.
Yeah.
Would have some wild takes.
Wild takes.
Also would have some wild takes. Jon Favreau from Four Christmases.
Oh, yes.
If we did like a blood sport type movie with Jon Favreau from Four Christmases.
If we did Never Back Down with Jon Favreau from Four Christmases. Absolutely.
He'd be saying like, no, that's not realistic, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God.
I mean, I would have snapped his neck.
Oh, wait, Briscoe got a John Voight from
oh my
from
God.
Anaconda?
No, we got to get the whole crew though. We need
the whole crew.
Paul Cerrone, we need Danny Trejo, and we need Mateo.
Yeah.
Chris O'Keefe says, are these live streams going to be a regular thing? Maybe. I mean, this went pretty well. I had a good time.
Yeah, I like this one.
We definitely need more things to do, always. So it's a good thing to add to the rotation. I mean, I think I would. My biggest priority is getting a Cinefeud done.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Yes, I would like to do that. We'll make that happen this summer after basketball is over. Dream blunt rotation with Cinephobe characters. I mean, it's Amy. Amy Good Gorilla, man. That's the answer.
Amy, Roscoe, Ed. There it is, right there.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. This was a blast.
Yeah.
Too many questions. How many questions? How many? How many this time? For Zach Harper, I'm Anthony Mays. Catch you next time on the Cinephobe Mailbag in 3 years or 150 Cinephobe years.
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.
Hello, Saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
America. We are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. To serve others in ways that promote human flourishing and create a ripple effect of transformation for generations to come. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.